If you're not a manga reader and went into Oshinoko blind just like I did, you probably thought that it's going to be an anime about Ai Hoshino and what's underneath the surface of the idol industry. And the trailers helped cement that idea down in my mind, and while that was enough to get me excited for it, it turns out I'm a gullible fool. Right from the get-go, Oshinoko came out swinging with probably one of the best first episodes in anime history, and while it's not there now, for the first week or so, it was the top anime on Mare. Now, it just sits in a measly 12th place. But it didn't slow down. In fact, I'd argue that it kept building up to get better and better, and now, after 7 episodes, there's no doubt in my mind that Oshinoko might be the anime with the biggest range I've ever seen, with one episode almost verging on being a comedy, like episode 5 with the absurd but awesome Paeon and his muscle dance, and somehow, the very next episode delivering one of the most powerful, spine-tingling moments with Akane and the harsh truths about reality TV shows, and the fact that it didn't shy away from the dangers about cyberbullying and how you can affect someone online without realizing it, made me respect it all the more. Oshinoko sometimes can be very uncomfortable to watch. Hell, every time I try to watch the final moments of episode 6, I can feel a chill down my spine, and up till now, I can't even watch the final 20 minutes of the first episode. But once I experienced them, I knew I was watching something special. It's without a doubt one of the best anime this spring season. I love everything about it, and although it's definitely a stretch to say that it's flawless, it is in my eyes. And speaking of eyes, the character design is brilliant. Nice transition there, huh? I saw a lot of theories about Ai, Ruby, and Aqua's eyes, and why they have a star shape in them, like it's a representation of the eye being a mirror of the soul, or that they're like actual stars, where they can shine brightly, but when it collapses on itself, it causes a supernova and forms a black hole, and we have evidence that supports both of these theories, mainly in Aqua, with his star turning black after Ai's death, and then his star shining bright again when he wanted footage of Akane to help her. It's a glimpse into their ambitions, and after seeing Akane now get the stars, I'm sure that most of all, it speaks of their capability to become stars in their business. I'm honestly way too dense, and if it wasn't pointed out for me, I would have probably thought that it's a sign that they're going to become stars, and leave it at that. But after seeing others theorize why they're shaped like that, I've fallen in love with the character's design even more. But of course, they all pale in comparison to the great, muscular bird that is Paeon. Truly, the character we all deserve. I love Oshinoko to death, and I do think it's one of the best anime this season, but at the same time, I find it very hard to recommend to others. It's a must-watch, don't get me wrong, and I do think that everyone should at least give it a try, but I do know a lot of people who basically know nothing about anime, or even Japan, its culture and entertainment outside of the random wacky game show clips you see online. And not knowing things like the idol industry or its dark side underneath the surface or the like, I feel that its nuances will fly over their heads. So that's the only problem to recommending it. But if you're into anime, idols, or anything Japan, then I do recommend it wholeheartedly. It's one of my favorites this season, and one of the few anime that actually stirred me enough to talk about it and make a video on it, even though it's only about halfway through, and know that once the season ends, I'll definitely review it. But as things stand, it's going to be a perfect 10 out of 10. Please, just watch it. You won't regret it.